We've been talking about mastery and specifically self-mastery for a while. And Eric and I had a conversation. I don't know. We always have these great conversations on the way to the grocery store and in the HEB parking lot. I'm not really sure why, but we do have some profound conversations. It's kind of weird, but whatever. So, and I said to him, I wonder if people don't understand, because we talk about mindset all the time. And I wonder if people don't understand what mindset is. A mindset isn't something you just pick up and you put on. Some people are naturally predisposed to a certain type of mindset. And some people have to develop theirs. It can be developed. No matter who you are, you can develop a different mindset. Right? So Carol Dweck wrote a book, and I've been listening to that intermittently for a couple of weeks and taking notes and listening to some other stuff with Myron Golden about mastery. And so essentially, mindset, right? Does anybody in here have their own view of what mindset actually is? What is it, Jose? Repetition? Okay. Anybody else?
Being able to overcome certain thoughts in your head that may be negative thinking. I mean, that's
Repetition. Let's say reject negative thoughts, reject negativity.
It's a whole lot that goes into a mindset.
It is, but it's simple, right? It's simple in its definition, but maybe not.
Maybe if you look at it,
Right? It's one of those things that's a simple thing to understand, but it's a lot harder to put into practice. So anybody else have thoughts on what mindset is or should be, or say that again? Expectations.
I don't know, if you look at the word mind and set and you split it apart.
There you go.
Set your mind.
There you go.
Mind and set. Focus.
Focus.
Attention.
What follows intention, right?
It's not a hat.
What follows intention? Disruption. So that takes focus. That takes an expectation of, right, of where you're going. That takes rejecting the negativity that happens with the disruption. And it takes a repetition, like Eric said. I've only done this for 2 days, but I'm going to keep doing it, right? Until you get to that habit point where it's effortless, right? Yeah. And I can say that going to the gym is much easier than it used to be, but it's still not effortless because I have to get up in the morning. It's still not effortless. Once I get there, I'm fine. It's the out of the bed, and especially when it gets cold.
yes.
I'm a big crybaby when it's cold in the morning. I'm like, I can do it. So for me, mindset, I think the biggest thing about mindset is that people don't understand that it is a series of questions that you're asking yourself, right? So a lot of mindset is asking questions.
I think mindset. We already talked about thoughts that create
Right.
questions.
Right. Like you when you reject negativity, you're asking yourself why am I doing this, right? So mindset is a series of asking yourself questions, right? It's what have we talked about so much? Truthful, accurate self-assessment, okay?
Am I being busy or productive?
I'm getting there, right? It's tracking. It's setting realistic goals, right? This is for me. This is what helps me. Setting goals. Oh, this is just bouncing around. The door didn't squeak. Right? Setting goals. It's a reprogramming, right? It's a reprogramming of the way you've been doing something, right? So as I was thinking about this, I'm like, you know what? And Eric hit on it, right? Mindset, right? What happens when you set, like you enter your home, it's really cold or it's really hot, what's the first thing you do? Right. And you set your thermostat, right? And a lot of times we overcorrect. It's like it's so freaking hot in here, and you put it on 65, and then an hour later you're like, oh my God, it's freezing, right? And you got to go back and you adjust, right? So your mindset is like a thermostat. It has to be told. The thermostat has to be told what you want. Your brain has to be told what you want. If you just let all of these things happen, like all these thoughts, all these things just go on unchecked all day long, what happens, right?
Chaos.
You chaos, and you end up in a frustrated, and you end up just swirling around in this pit, and you don't go anywhere, right? So you've got to set your thermostat, right? And those things, your thermostat can be set by, like what Eric was talking about habits, right? Of every day coming in and going, okay, I'm going to review my goals today. What do I need to do today that I didn't do? If I didn't hit my goal yesterday, what do I need to do today to hit that? What do I need to do differently? Or maybe I did hit my goal yesterday. Cool, I need to repeat that, rinse and repeat. Okay? So, but you have to remember that your thermostat has to be adjusted according to what's going on, right? Outside in the environment. Just like when it gets cold, we adjust our thermostat this way. When it gets hot, we adjust it this way. If we're finally comfortable in the house, we adjust the thermostat, right? So,
Or you get used to setting it at a certain temperature.
right.
Leave it at-
But that's mindset, right? You finally get to that point, but at some point, right, that where you've set yourself no longer moves you forward. You're just maintaining, and so you've got to be able to move it, right? So,
Oh, I was honestly thinking about setting the temperature in the house to go to sleep.
well, right. It's more comfortable
No, I'm telling
to
you.
set the temperature lower to sleep.
Set at a certain temperature, I can't sleep.
But if you're watching TV, sitting, oh my God, when we're in Colorado and it's 20 degrees outside, he's like, let's open the windows and sleep with the windows open. He does. And I'm there with a beanie and a hoodie and like 2 layers and socks and covers over my head. Yes. Yeah, it does. That's why we switched the bed in our bedroom in Colorado, and he sleeps over by the windows now, and I don't. Anyway, all right. So I was reviewing some videos on YouTube for Jose to post, because just so y'all know, on my YouTube channel, all the long form of what I do every week is getting uploaded now. So if you hear something and you want to go back to it, like, and re-listen to it, it's going to be on my YouTube channel. So I used the story of the 3 little pigs, and I was like, that was really good. Like, sometimes I listen to stuff back and I go, oh, yeah, that was good. So here's mindset, right? The 3 pigs, they're ready to leave home. They want to get out of their mom's house. They want to be on their own. They want to go do their own thing in the world. So the first pig goes out. He builds his house of straw. You guys know what happened to that. The second pig, his house is out of sticks. Same thing, right? If you grew up in America, you need to know 3 Little Pigs. It's a really good story when you dive into it. So, except that Habibi's root for the wolf and not the pigs. But anyway, that's a different story. Anyway, so the third pig, he's building his house out of bricks, right? The first one was like, I'm just going to use the straw because I'm going to get done quick, and I've got a house, and it's good, and it rains, it's still cool, right? But what happened when something really tough came? The wolf came, right? and he blew the house down. What did he do? He runs to his brother's house. Help me, help me. So they go in. That brother took a little bit more time on his house, right? And it was sticks and it was fairly sturdy, but not sturdy enough to withstand, right? When something drastic came. So they end up at the other brother's house. He's spent a lot more time, put a lot more effort, more forethought. Okay, I need to plan for the long game, right? He's got the good roof, he's got the bricks, he's got a foundation, it's all there, and he's got a nice pot of hot water on the stove, in the fire. And so when the wolf can't knock the house down, he tries to come down the chimney, ends in the boiling hot water. That was Ezra's favorite part when I would read that to him, because I would be very dramatic. Yeah, I would be real dramatic about the wolf. But the point is, they wanted to just do something really quick. And in the book, they're like, I don't want to work all day. I just want to sing and play. Well, that's what it got them. They put less effort into building their environment and their foundation than they did into their entertainment. And what happened? Their house came tumbling down. So this is what our mindset is, right? If your mindset is for the short game, I just need to make this much money on my next check. I just need to sell, right? It's the whole thing of, well, this is like you said, it's the daily checkout. You're like, I'm just going to do it so Eric doesn't get mad at me. Or is this, hold on, I'm going to use this as a tool to set myself up for success every day, and then I'm going to build on that, right? Don't be the pig with the straw house or the stick house, right? So one of the things that I really like, so here's some sports stats. This person did not make their high school basketball team. They finally went on to play professionally because they got their shit together. Missed over 9,000 shots, had almost 300 losses, and missed 26 game-winning shots. Does anybody know who that is? That's right. It's Michael Jordan. Yep. It's Michael Jordan. If he had a fixed mindset, we wouldn't even know who he is. This dude took failure and catapulted it into, I don't know how much he's worth, but with the shoes and all the endorsements, the shoes are named after him. How many people, anybody in the NBA, does Kobe even have a shoe named after him?
Yeah.
Celeste have one?
Almost. Yeah, he does.
How many people get to do that? He was failing. There were some interesting stories in this book about famous athletes. And a lot of y'all don't know who John McEnroe is. And I grew up with John McEnroe. Right. I grew up with John McEnroe. He is infamous, I will say infamous, for his temper tantrums. Oh my God. Screaming at the judges and the referees, throwing his rackets, all manner of ridiculousness. He was one of the most talented tennis players in the world, but he never really, people didn't like him. And every time he missed a shot, it was a temper tantrum. Every time he didn't win a match, it was a temper tantrum. He played doubles one time and lost in three straight sets, and did not play doubles again for 20 years. Now you would think because he's a professional athlete, he has a growth mindset. That's a fixed mindset. I lost at that, I will never do that again. Instead of saying, that really sucked, if I'm gonna play doubles, then I'm gonna have to get my shit together and I'm gonna have to figure it out. There's a story, and I don't know if he wrote a memoir later on. He went out and bought a really expensive, beautiful Les Paul guitar, and then he went to see Buddy Guy play guitar. Some of y'all don't know who that is, but that's okay. You should look him up. He went to see Buddy Guy play, so he went home. Instead of being inspired by that, he destroyed the guitar that he bought. Right? He probably paid thousands of dollars for that guitar. He went home and just destroyed it because he was like, screw that, I'll never be able to play like that. Well, yeah, you're a tennis player. Like, you don't have to play like Buddy Guy to enjoy playing the guitar and be good at it, right? So it's things like that, like viewing, hold on, let me see where I wrote it down. So if you have a fixed mindset, you're always blaming. We've talked in here about contributing and determining factors. If you've got a fixed mindset, you're always blaming your contributing factors, right? In other words, you're living in victimhood. Well, it rained yesterday. It's really cold. People don't want to go out in the cold. It's so close after Christmas. People spend all their money. Well, those are all contributing factors to whether we can get people in here and sell them a car. But they're not determining factors. Determining factors are inside, contributing factors are outside, right? A growth mindset taps into the determining factors that they have. I know how to post. I know how to make good videos. I know how to, build that relationship with people so that maybe if they're on the fence, you get them in here. Even if it's cold, get them in here. Offer them some coffee, right? Like, if it's wet outside, we have umbrellas. Like there's ways to get past this, right? So the growth mindset figures out how to solve the problem, and they take control of their own abilities and their motivations, right? Are you going to let rain decide how much money you make? Are you going to let cold weather decide how much money you make? Like, what are you doing with your life if you're going to be like I don't know, have some of y'all young people played played an actual real pinball machine where the flippers and the balls go ding, 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 ding. That's what you're going to be like, only you won't be scoring points. In a pinball machine, that's the idea. You're just going to be bounced around by all these contributing factors all the time. I woke up late, I had a flat tire, my mom yelled at me, my wife yelled at me, my dog died. Those are all real things that happen and you have to overcome. But you have to be able to, when you cross that gate, that shit has to stay out there. And you have to come in here and you have to work and you have to set your mind. Like Eric says, you get here, you go over your daily goals, you figure out what you need to do, you ask yourself the questions, right? You've got to ask yourself the tough questions. Usually when you fail, it's your fault. Because you let the contributing factors pile up on top of you and did not dig and get those determining factors that are inside of you, right, to succeed. I love what she said. That she was quoting Michael Jordan. I believe it was Michael Jordan. He said talent, it was, what she was talking about is filling a role on a team versus being a superstar. And Michael Jordan said talent can win games, but teamwork will win championships. If you guys have talent, you can sell cars. But without teamwork, without cooperation, that cooperative competition that is so good for us, we cannot win the championship of getting to the goal of 100 cars a month, 150 cars a month, right? We can't do that without all of us setting our thermostats in our brains to succeed, right? So one thing I wrote down, Eric and I have had discussions lately about lack and abundance, right? And I think a growth mindset always sees that there's abundance all around you. Not that you don't see lack, because it's there, right? Like Myron Golden talked about, I've heard him talk about lack and abundance so many times. But he also talks about duality, right? It's a law of physics. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? There's always two sides to every coin, right? There's a top to the table and there's a bottom to the table. That's just a law of the universe. It's never going to go away. If there's abundance, there's still lack hanging around. It's just what you're setting your thermostat to, right? It's the whole red car theory. The red car theory says when you buy a red car, you're going to see red cars everywhere. And you're going to go, I've never seen this many red cars. Well, they've always been there. It's just that your thermostat was set to a white car because that's what you were driving. Now it's a red car. Now you notice red cars everywhere. Or you notice like, okay, I bought a Ford Lariat. Now every time you're at a stop sign, there's a Ford Lariat in front of you. Like they were always there. You just weren't tuned into it, right? Like it's like a station on a radio. Like you weren't tuned into it. It's that red car theory. So, man, I completely lost my train of thought. That's okay. Oh, winning games, teamwork, championships. Mindset. So over time, we were talking about lack and abundance. Sorry, took me a second to get back on track. I have always, like Eric struggles with lack being more in focus than abundance. And I've always been completely the other way. And he's like, how do you think, how do you do this? How do you think about that? I'm like, I can't tell you. I came out this way. Like I've always been that person that's like, yeah, that sucks, but I don't care. All this is okay, right? So let it suck. It's okay. It's good. It's fine. No problem, right? And he hones in on this sucks and not looking at the other things. So we kind of like balance each other out in that aspect, and we can give each other, because it is good to pay attention to the things that aren't going well. And I'm like, well, that's not going well. Okay, that's all right. I'll work on it, but I don't focus on it. And he's the opposite. Like it's a thorn in his flesh. Oh, I gotta fix it. I gotta fix it. I gotta fix it. He's a fixer. I'm a, hey, if we keep moving forward, some of these things, some of the wrinkles are just gonna come out as we go. That's my mindset. So we kind of balance each other out in that. Now I can't tell you how I got this way because I've always been this way. I've always thought about it. I've always been positive, right? So it's important to set that thermostat. My thermostat is perpetually there. Sometimes I get a little low and then I'm like, nope, because look at all the things that I have. Look at all the things that I've accomplished. Look at where I'm at. Look at how much I've grown. Look at what I've done as a person, as a spouse, as a leader, as a business office runner, like all these things. Like I have done so much and I just have to keep moving forward, right? All right, so I remember from a very young age always wanting to like win. That's just my mindset. So I don't have as much to overcome when it comes to mindset as some people. And I know Eric and I have had these discussions. Like, I remember being in the earliest memory I have of wanting to be the best is like third grade. And it was with spelling. I was like, I'm gonna spell better than everybody else in this class. And I, like, one time in my life have I not made a 100 on a spelling test. Like, that's just one of those things. But that's my earliest memory. Like, we talked about this, like, what is your earliest memory of, like, knowing that you're, like, wanted to be better than everybody else on your team or your class or whatever? Like, I think you told me it was like when you were in Granny's Little People. Yeah.
Granny's Little People,
Yeah.
running races, and you'd get a ribbon if you won the race.
Yeah.
What, the Granny Little People, like an event?
It was
No, it was like daycare. Like he was
And then they'd
lit,
go- it was
young.
a daycare, and then they'd go out there and you'd have competitions and you'd win a ribbon if you won. So I always remember just wanting to get the ribbon.
Yeah. But to get it, you had to put forth the effort to get there. So think about this week as you go through. Start asking yourself questions every day before you go check out. Did I do everything that I needed to do today to be successful? If the answer is no, maybe write down what you didn't do to be successful. If the answer is yes, write down what you did do to be successful. Keep a diary of your success or failure, because the best way to learn is from failure. John Maxwell says that usually, let's see, where does he say? Opportunity is usually disguised as a problem, right? It's usually disguised as a problem. Some of our best thinking and best logic and planning comes when we come up against a problem in the business and we sit down and we just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's what we did the other night till 11:30. Like, how should we handle this? What if we did it this way? What are all the downstream effects of that? What if we did it this way? What are the downstream effects of that, right? It's a problem that we need to solve, but it's going to create more opportunity if we get it solved, right? Because the opportunity is on the other side of the problem. And briefly, I'll touch on activity is not accomplishment, right? Making 100 phone calls a day is activity. If you don't get any appointments, nobody gets in here, you've accomplished nothing except using up your time in the day that could have been more useful somewhere else. And busy is not productive, right? Running around doing certain things, helping, like, oh, the tire is flat, or we lost the keys and we can't unlock the car. Those are things that other people need to handle if you're a salesman. You need to be handling your business. What does Eric expect from me today, right? Don't run around doing activities that are not going to produce income for you, right? And that is also a mindset. Okay, I'm doing all these things, but what have I accomplished? Have I followed up on any of my appointments? Did I ask anybody to confirm my appointments? If I had trouble with one person, hey, ask another salesman to call and say, hey, so-and-so talked to me and you had some questions and they weren't sure how to answer them. How can I help you? Be a team. That shows those people that you care about them coming in to see you. It doesn't hurt to have somebody else talk to them on the phone. Let's nurture them. Let's show them that the whole team here cares about whether they have a quality experience if they decide to come in, right? So being productive and accomplishing things are not the same as being busy or having activity. All right, mindset. Set your thermostat every morning when you get here for success. What did I not do yesterday that I need to do today? What do I need to do today? Start asking yourself a list of questions every day. Asking the questions, assessing whether you did a good job the day before or not. Tracking everything. Don't just use Eric's little spreadsheet. That's Eric's tracker. That's not your tracker, right? It's not your tracker, that's Eric's. Get your own tracker. Set your goals every day, right? Set your goals. You're going to have a big goal. You're going to have a 90-day goal. You guys have 90-day goals. But inside of that, you have to actually go to your vitamin jar and open it and get it out, right? You got it in your pocket. You're ready. When you eat your breakfast, right? You're going to get, right?
It's just a sugar.
It's Flintstones. It's Flintstone vitamins. Oh. Right. So all those things, right? Track it. Like I said, I've got all of my supplements for the whole week set out on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so that I know if I skip a day. And if I skip a day, I don't take those vitamins. I let them sit there and I take the day I'm on, so that I know you failed that week. You didn't take your supplements that day, right? You need those supplements. You got to take them every day. So get your thermostat set, start asking questions, truthfully and accurately self-assess. If you're having trouble truthfully and accurately self-assessing, I'm sure Eric would be more than happy to help you with an assessment that will be truthful and pretty much accurate. Track it, set your goal, or set your goals and then track it, but that's the way that ended up, right? Do the repetition. Reject the negative thinking. That's resetting. That means if you start thinking negatively, that means your thermostat has gotten in the wrong setting, right? Go back, reset that thermostat. Have expectations for yourself. Focus on your expectations and understand that with that intention, there's going to come some disruption, right? And that disruption, your thermostat gets all wonky. Reset it. Go back to number one and work through the process again, okay?